You are live on Campus Tutorial TV. I am by name Jibril Abubakar, aka the Golden Voice of GSU. Today I'm going to be talking on the consequences, aftermath, or the result of Usman of the Jihad of Usman Fodio of 1804. That is to say, today's edition is a continuation of what we have started so far, if you are following the previous lectures, the editions that we have made so far. So we have discussed the background of the Jihad of Usman Fodio, the factors leading to the outbreak of the Jihad. And today we are to complete the topic, that is, to complete the topic with the impact or the result, that is the aftermath of the Jihad of Usman Fodio. The Jihad of Usman Fodio that took place in 1804 have a number of tremendous achievements which is left behind in the history of Nigeria. And this has been up to our present contemporary Nigeria. The impacts are still invisible. One of the greatest impacts of the Jihad of Usman Fodio in Nigeria is the overthrowing of the dictatorial Harbi form of leadership in the Hausa land and replace it with the establishment of the Sokoto Caliphate. That is the greatest, one of the greatest achievements of the Jihad of Usman Fodio. Immediately after the Jihad succeeded, it condemned the Harbi system of administration, thereby uniting the various Hausa states. Prior to the Jihad of Usman Fodio in 1804, the Hausa states of Kano, Katsina, Zazzau, and so many other Hausa states live independent of each other. Each of these states operates within its scope, devoid of each other's influence. But with the Jihad of Usman Fodio succeeded, they established a central political entity that unites the whole of the Hausa state in totality under one Islamic form of leadership, headed by Sultan. That is the Sokoto Caliphate, headed by a Sultan. That is one of the major greatest achievements of Usman Fodio of 19th century, that is 1804. Again, another important aftermath of the Jihad of Usman Fodio is the propagation of Islamic religion in Nigeria. The Jihad of Usman Fodio led to the spread of the religion of Islam in Hausa community in particular, up to other regions in Nigeria, as well as influencing other nations within the West Africa. Because the Jihad of Usman Fodio is one of the greatest revolutionary movements that influenced other Islamic scholars like Sheikh Ahmad Lobo of Masina, like the Jihad of Alhaji Umar of Tukolo Empire. All those ones are form of jihad that took place after the Jihad of Usman Fodio. And the jihad were being inspired and encouraged with the success of the Jihad of Usman Fodio. Therefore, the Jihad of Usman Fodio served as a form of inspiration that encouraged other Islamic scholars to embark on a similar jihad in their own distinctive community. Therefore, the jihad led to the spread of Islam from Hausa states up to as far as northeastern region, places like Bauchi, Gombe, Adamawa, Fombina, among others. It also spread up to the Yoruba land, particularly the Oyo Empire, because it's one of the external factor that is responsible in the collapse of the Oyo Empire in 19th century. Therefore, the jihad led to the spread of Islamic religion into Yoruba land. Up to Ilorin, the religion spread into there, because even in the Yoruba land today, place like Ilorin, that is Kwara, you can see that the present emir of Kwara is somehow in affiliation to Fulani. This was as a result of some of the jihadists that moved from the Hausa land in their bid to spread the religion of Islam. So in the course, that led to a social intermingling. It led to intermarriage between the Yoruba people and the Hausa and the Fulani. And that led to the foundation producing the contemporary Yoruba Fulani living in Kwara State of today. All those states like Bauchi, Gombe, and among others, they now became a sub-emirate. Let me just say they are emirates rather. They became emirate under the Sokoto Caliphate. Therefore, the Sokoto Caliphate is the capital center of administration that steer the affairs of other emirates, which those emirates pay tribute. Those emirates pay loyalty and allegiances to the central authority at Sokoto. It's another greatest impact. Thirdly, Jihad of Usman and Fodio in Hausa states and Nigeria at large led to the foundation of the female education in Nigeria. Prior to the jihad, women in Hausa communities to a large extent are prevented from seeking for Islamic knowledge. But with the success of the jihad, women were being given the opportunity to search for knowledge as similar to their male counterparts, because the Islamic religion encouraged both male and female to search for knowledge. That is one of the compulsory duty enjoined by Allah upon a Muslim. So under this philosophy, Usman and Fodio laid a foundation for female to search for knowledge. For example, there is one of his daughter named Nana Asma'u. In those days, she was said to have memorized the glorious Quran, which is one of the greatest achievements, among others, females that were opportune to seek knowledge and memorize Quran, became very so vast in Islamic jurisprudence. So this one is another greatest achievement of Usman and Fodio, the Jihad of Usman and Fodio in Hausa or in Nigeria in the 19th century. The Jihad of Usman and Fodio also left behind another significant impact. That is, it led to the family entrenchment of the Islamic laws and principles in the entire Hausa land. That is, the Islamic laws and principles were firmly entrenched in the socio-political and economic settings of the communities of Nigeria in those days. Prior to the Jihad of Usman and Fodio, if you can look a little bit closely and observed from the previous class, I said the entire Hausa community then was largely characterized with all forms of social vices. Things like gambling, alcoholism, all sorts of immoralities leading to a high level of moral decadence, high-handedness, corruption, raiding, killing, among others. So with the success of the jihad, Islamic rules and principles were firmly entrenched, which by implication transform these vices to be in accordance with the Islamic dictates and morality. Therefore, the society is now a moral society where Islamic laws is at the forefront. And that is one of the reasons when the Europeans, the colonial masters, invaded the Sokoto Caliphate in those days, they were being resisted merely because already there is a central political entity under the Islamic laws and principles. They have an Islamic constitution, that is the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad. It was this, under these situations, that made the sultans not to abide or to agree with the colonial masters, leading to a war between them as well as their success eventually, which the Europeans succeeded, as I said earlier. That is that Sharki Atahiru, as I said in the previous class. So it's another important achievement of the Usman, of the success of the Jihad of Usman and Fodio. Another important result or consequences of the Jihad of Usman and Fodio was the Hausa state, Sokoto Caliphate in particular, became a center of Islamic learning and civilization. Prior to the Jihad, it was not the case. But after the Jihad, the entire Sokoto Caliphate became a center of Islamic learning and civilizations where it attracts so many people. It became a sparkling area that attracts so many people, scholars or students who are interested in searching for Islamic knowledge. They become vast in Islamic jurisprudence, memorization of the glorious Quran, Hadith, and all form of Islamic knowledge. People come from far and wide to live in the Sokoto Caliphate, leading to the expansion and the urbanization of the Sokoto as the center of Islamic learning and civilization, which is a great achievement because the impact today the impact produce quite a number of Islamic scholars in the Sokoto who are present today, delivering lectures of high intellectual Islamic learning and teachers, which is one of another important impact of the Jihad. Again, the success of the Jihad led to the migration and the settlement of so many strangers to become the inhabitant of Sokoto Caliphate today. There are so many people that migrated from Borno, that is Maiduguri, from Katsina, from so many other places, even the Yorubas, some of them. They migrated, and today they became the original inhabitants of Sokoto. They are now living there for more than 100 years now. Therefore, it led to the migration and the settlement of a number of people, adding population and values to the society of Sokoto. It is important to also put into consideration. It was as a result of the success of the Jihad of Usman and Fodio that brings about the appellation, a name, a nomenclature called Sokoto, which is being replaced when the military are creating states. They now name it the Sokoto state. That is to say, since before the idea of the creation of state in Nigeria, already Sokoto, the name Sokoto is in existence.